So for much of my adult life, I've played my guitar, written songs, sung them wherever I could, whenever I could. And this idea of playing more music for more people and just having more fun, and it was just a driving force in my life. And I must say, the last couple of weeks have been an extraordinary experience in that, finishing my CD, and then with Eddie's help doing the video, and then a CD release party, and a whole bunch of support coming in from all over the place, and my name in the newspapers. It's really wonderful. Yay! So it was very humbling to me. Yesterday, after a full week of that kind of energy, I went to visit my friend Nell Grover, who is in her last days of life and is in hospice care at home and is now in the state where she's pretty much in a coma. No, not in a coma. She's sleeping all the time for the last 3 days without speaking anything. And I got there, she opened her eyes just enough and whispered my name and lit up when she saw my guitar, then went right back out. And I was led to play some music. It's a bond that Nell and I have shared for many years, and I just made up some songs with her, and her attendant, her night nurse, and I were just crying. And it was so sacred, and it was so much not about the show that is singing, and it was so much not about anything except being present with the most basic facts of life and death, of this breath and this moment, and the awareness that this might be the last breath, and this might be the last word, last song I ever sing to Nell. And it was so much more deeply moving than that wonderful CD release party, which was fun, but it's just a totally different thing. And I don't know, I can explain it. I don't know why I bother trying, except this is the point. This notion that there is a sacred desire in each one of us to live our life purpose, to be here to serve something more than ourselves through our particular set of gifts. My life purpose, my desire is around singing and speaking, bearing witness to Spirit. That's what animates me. And I have ideas how that might look. I think, selling 100,000 CDs, yeah, that would be it, yeah. Or I have an idea that singing in a particular way would suit me, but life has a way, God has a way, Spirit has a way of putting me in places where I learn again and again that it's not about this, but about, this. Can you catch a difference between this? Yes, I can do it, and this, yes, thy will be done through me. And I'd like to speak a little bit again this morning. I have often, but just because I like to remind myself the difference between wants, needs, and desires. The wants are those things that we want, and mostly they come from the external environment. Ooh, that smells delicious. I want some of that apple pie. Watching TV at late night. Oh, pizza? Yeah, pizza. I want some pizza. See it on the TV. Must order pizza from Domino's. Be delivered now. Want. Walk by the window of the department store. Oh, the clothes. Yes, I want those clothes. Wants come from the environment. They're perfectly normal, natural, and external to us. Needs are more elemental. They come from inside. I need sleep. I need to eat. I need oxygen. I need water. Want pizza. Want nice clothes. Want CDs to sell. Need water, sleep, food, rest. And then I would say there is a deep need as well in each one of us to fulfill our desire. And desire comes from God, life, the universe. Desire from the Latin desire, from the stars. The notion the Latins knew somewhere back there that our desire, our deepest desires are not our own, but are born into us, given as gifts from God, from life, from spirit, from our ancestors. Wherever it comes from, it's big. It's bigger than us, and it's bigger than one lifetime. A desire at some level can't be fulfilled in a lifetime. It's leading you on and on back into the stars, back into the fullness and the bigness. The desire is the biggest, widest, fullest, deepest part of us. And it tends to be hidden away in most of us, covered up by the more compelling needs and wants. Needs, for food and shelter and rest and air, needs, but also the wants. I want to get ahead in my job. I want a new partner. I want a better house. I want a new car. I want. And those voices of want and need are so loud and so compelling that again and again it's easy to ignore that desire which is deep, which is embedded, but is quieter. If the desire were screaming all the time, you wouldn't know what to do with the cacophony in your head. And so life has given us this gift of being able to have the desire just be like that train whistle off in the background, but for every once in a while getting louder and always, always there. And I would contend that the deep-seated desire in you, in me, is not that different from a human child's desire to get up off the ground and learn to walk. And it takes a child a bunch of times of falling down and getting up. Now, how many of you had the good privilege to raise children or be around your nephews and nieces or neighbor's kid, be around kids and really be with them at a time of learning to walk? And some kids learn at 1 year, I guess, some as late as 3 years, but every child, every normal child, given normal circumstances and a reasonably healthy body, will always do the same thing. Will always reach up first. There's something compelling that third limb to get up first. And then somehow that leads to another desire to get up and get higher and get mobile. And then fall. No child learns to walk immediately. It's a process of getting up and falling. And no healthy child says, I don't think I'm going to report for walking duty today. It's just, I don't feel like it. I don't have the right clothes. My boss is on me. I'm not getting paid enough for this. No, every child has a deep, needed desire to get up, to move and see what's over there. Get over there, over there, over there. And our deep-rooted desire for the bigness of living life's purpose is just that compelling. And we tend to forget. We're busy, got work to do, got X. There's always a reason why. Can't quite get around to what our heart really desires because we're busy doing what my body needs, my mind wants. Soul desire, later. So, I gave you a memoriam sheet. Some of you may have done this. For some of you, this may be something you want to do later at a more quiet time. And I submit to you that if you have written something about your memoriam, that somewhere encoded in those words is a word or a phrase or a feeling of what your heart's desire, what you wish you would have accomplished in this lifetime. If today was your last day on the planet and you look back over your lifetime, have you lived your heart's desire? Have you lived your life purpose? Have you stepped into the fullness and bigness of what you're here to do? And if so, hallelujah. I'm so happy for you. And if not, well, consider this morning an invitation to step up a little higher, a little broader, to sink into the awareness that what you truly long to do, what is truly behind your beingness in this lifetime, deserves your attention, deserves your willingness to fan the spark. Because for most of it's just a tiny little spark. But for any of you who ever tried, like me, to build a campfire, you know that you don't try to light the big logs. It never works. What you do is you get a little kindling, you get some dry leaves, some grass, some little bitty dry twigs, and you light just a little flame right with the little tinder, and you light it, and you fan it, you blow on it. And then you add some bigger twigs and then some branches and then some big branches and then the logs and then you got the big fire, but you cannot light the big fire all at once. And it is precisely that act. Let me act it out for you again in case you missed it the first time. Act of getting down on your knees and noticing that I've got a little flame, a little something to start with. I don't have the whole big picture. I don't know how to live my heart desire. I don't know how to do this big thing that I'm doing here on this planet, but I have the willingness to get down on my knees and catch a spark and fan the little flame as best I can today. And we get discouraged. We get discouraged. The forces of the world work against us. And we forget memory is such a fragile thing. And we get lost and distracted. Mostly we get distracted by detours. There's so many things. Oh, so many things calling me away. And again, I'm asked just to get down and get humble and to fan the little spark as best I can in this moment. Anybody have any question about that? I hear more than one person going like, that's cool and all, but how do you really do that? Or what? And the answer is, I don't know how you do it. Only you know how you do it. How you translate the perfectly good idea into action. But the good news is you know exactly what to do. The good news is you will know exactly what to do as you surrender into the moment, into the willingness to get humble and to light whatever little spark you have in this moment and just light it and fan it. I invite you to join me in a time of meditation as we sit with this alone and together, each in our own way. With eyes open or eyes closed, breathe into this moment. Take your time. There's no rush. There's no right way, no wrong way to do this. Simply breathe into this moment. Come present to your mind, body, and spirit. Rest. Just for the next few minutes, there is nothing you need to do or make happen. You are invited simply to inhabit the space of willingness. Willingness to be shown, willingness to take a small action, willingness to metaphorically get down on your knees and fan the little spark of desire within you. Feel, see, taste, sense. What is your soul purpose? What is your desire? Your deepest desire? Perhaps your desire too is to sing your song, or to dance your dance, to write your book. Perhaps your desire is simply to be of service, to love and be loved. Perhaps your desire is to bring about world peace. Know that whatever your desire is, it is bigger than you. But in this moment, you don't need to see the bigness of it. Simply see, feel, taste your willingness to be led by your soul desire, to fan the flame, the little spark, becoming a flickering flame, becoming a larger flame, becoming a raging fire in its own time, in its own way. Infinity points, you find yourself distracted by other thoughts, judgments, feelings, fantasies. Simply notice and bring your attention back to this willingness to feel, see, be your desire. And then to fan that spark in this moment. With your intention, with your blessing, with your willingness to be a co-creator of your life's desire coming into manifestation. Feel the growing power moving through you and to you, as you, from you. Knowing that the universe, life is conspiring to support you at every turn with guides and teachers and helpers and yes, challengers too. Each being brought to you in turn to help you learn, to help you grow into this fullness of who you are and who you are becoming. Feel too that this is not just for you. This isn't just for your benefit, but for the benefit of all. The highest good of all is served as you reach, expand, express your soul desire now. And now. And now. From the highest, broadest, widest, deepest space you can muster now, send forth your blessing into the world. Send forth your willingness to be of service to others through your willingness to live your heart's desire. Being prospered in every way, every day. Welcoming opportunities large and small as you send forth your blessings to all of creation, knowing they're being returned to you, magnified and multiplied by your willingness to be an instrument of peace. May you, may we, may all beings be blessed by our willingness to do this. And so it is. Amen.